Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. I hope this video finds each and every one of you doing well. And if you're not, well, hopefully we can cheer you up a little bit. Sharing the number 2 deck in the season. And for those of you who weren't aware, Al-Thani actually held down the number 1 spot for almost 3 weeks of the season. Early and then finished strong, finishing number 2. He dominated using this bridge spam deck. It's really the newer version of the Vietnam deck, and we'll talk about the differences in just a moment. At first, I want to start out by giving a huge shout out to Harry. He's the Iranian pro who pushes this account for Nova EG. Nova EG represent my home clan, and also to Jassim, who is the manager who put me in touch with Harry, the account pusher. So huge shout out to both of you guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll include the Twitter information for Harry as well in the description below, as well as the player stats from Stats Royale. And I also want to give a shout out to Do Recorder. You just saw it fly on the screen there. It is my new partner here at CWA, and they're really the best app to use to stream from your phone, iOS and Android, and also to record high definition. So it's a great app, and we'll be doing some fun contests coming up. And you can see early on in this match here, we're going to take down this left tower just by adding a little bit of bridge spam. This is what the deck is supposed to do, right? But it's not as simple as just spamming the bridge with Battle Ram Bandit, Dark Prince, whatever. You really have to know the deck you're playing and adjust your playstyle accordingly. I mean, isn't that the key to every single deck out there? Well, this one we're going to talk about 3 different matchups and how to handle them in different cases. And this is the first one here, and it is, of course, the Golem Beatdown deck, which can be challenging. Unfortunately, we miss the kiting of that Night Witch there with the Battle Ram, maybe just a little bit late on that Ram. However, we do actually still make contact with the King Tower with Battle Ram and the Bandit, and then we have some minions here in tow on the King Tower. Now, why do we put so much pressure in the opposite lane? It's pretty obvious, but I need to mention it because it's the key to winning against Golem matchups and Lava Loon matchups. Heavier decks than yours, you're going to be relying heavily on one card, the Inferno Dragon, and you need to give the Inferno Dragon room and space and time to do his thing, especially if you're going against a Night Witch as a supporting troop because of the bats that she or he. Is it a she or a he? Night Witch is... It's a she, right? I'm an idiot. Okay, so that she's summoning. Wow, we really have problems with our gender identification here in the game. I called Lava Hound a girl, which she is, by the way, but so many people got mad about it, so now I'm like super sensitive and walking on eggshells when it comes to the gender of the cards. Anyway, yeah, she's not like a Night Warlock. Of course she's a witch. I'm an idiot. Anyway, some good defense here down the stretch. Of course, we only needed 2 fireballs on the King Tower. However, we want to play defense too. This deck is heavy, the one that we're going against here, but it also can be lethal. Even if you need 2 fireballs, you still need to make sure you cycle properly and defend in the meantime. So that matchup, the key is, as you saw there, pushing the opposite lane. Now, in this second matchup, by the way, I hate the deck that we're going to be going against. It's Mortar Hog. I saw Tag did a video on it yesterday. It's a really strong deck. It's an awesome deck, but I hate this deck. I really do, man. I just hate going against it. It's just like, I don't love going against Mortar, and I don't love going against Hog, and when you stick them together with Zap Bait, it's just like, forget it. Now, look at this opening play here, guys. You'll notice that Al-Thani often starts out with the Dark Prince push, or Dark Prince behind the King Tower, but you're only going to want to do that if you have Fireball in hand or your 5th card up as well. That's really important because you can see we had to use Fireball. What if you start with your Dark Prince in the right lane, and then the opponent hits you with like a Battle Ram, even worse than a Hog and Goblin Gang, a Battle Ram and a Goblin Gang? You're gonna really need that Fireball. So don't start the Dark Prince in the back unless you also have Fireball to lean on after the fact. You know, having Fireball, Ice Golem, and Zap, that would be great in your next 4 cards as well. That way you could be ready for any sort of a mega minion, a minion horde push as well. Now, speaking of minion horde, that's really the number 1 card that we're going to be paying attention to in this matchup. You should really pay attention to Minion Horde whenever you're going against any deck that plays it. Minion Horde can be absolutely lethal and a game changer in one push. So you'll notice that really in this matchup, we're never going to get caught off guard against a minion horde. We're always going to have Fireball, Zap, or Ice Golem in hand whenever the opponent has minion horde. Whenever the opponent doesn't have minion horde, look right now. They just use an aggressive minion horde. We're gonna spam right after they play minion horde. That's how we got our first damage on that tower, and now it's gonna bring it down, I think, all the way down to like 600 HP if I remember correctly, and a huge elixir advantage for us. So, if you're going to take one thing out of this matchup, one lesson about this deck, and it's a crucial one. Now, we know they have Minion Horde in hand here, so that's why we do the Ice Golem, the Minions, and the Bandit all together, because that's going to stop, and we had Zap. That's going to stop the Minion Horde, obviously, on defense, and it allows us to take the tower. So do you see what I'm talking about, guys? We're playing around the Minion Horde here. When he doesn't have it in hand, we're pressuring with Dark Prince and Battle Ram because we know the opponent only has a Goblin Gang to defend. So it's really, when you break the matchup down like that, it becomes a lot more simple and easy to kind of understand. So here he could have fireballed, but he opts to just zap, and you can see the opponent's going like absolutely all in the left lane. So when they do that, and that will happen at the end of these matches a lot when you're playing bridge spam, what you want to do is just respond in kind in the opposite lane, right? So we're doing the same thing. We went all in the right. We're like, okay, we'll play a little light defense in the left, but then Harry absolutely pressured him in the right, took him down for the 3 crown. So I did say we were going to mention the 2 differences between this and the original Vietnam bridge spam deck that was popularized in Season 1 of CR Worlds. And it's 2 cards, Dark Prince and Minions. It used to be Ice Spirit and what was there instead of Dark Prince? A Night Witch. It used to be Night Witch and Ice Spirit. So it's a little bit more expensive. We have Minions instead of Ice Spirit, but it gives us a little bit more versatility, especially against air decks, against Lava Loon, which is more in the meta than it was back when the Vietnam deck was popularized. And it also gives us a nice option just defensively, and you can see it, Minions actually shining there. Ice Spirit wouldn't have necessarily been able to stop that push. Granted, it's kind of apples and oranges in that situation, but we're going here against Ben's Lit. I think that's one of Ben's Light's accounts. If so, he's one of my favorite guys, so shout out to Ben's Light if you're watching out there. So against the 3 Musketeer matchup with this deck, and with most decks, you're always going to want to fireball their pumps in the first 2 minutes, and then after that, you don't have to fireball their pumps anymore. In some situations you can. I mean, everything's different. I do want to actually pay attention to this real quickly here, because we used a Bandit against the 2 Musketeers. You'll notice we didn't even use our, we cycled back to fireball, but we didn't use it. And look at this, we defended very heavily in the right lane, but then we supported it with Minions, knowing he had, again, Minion Horde in hand. So let me kind of break that down again. We used Dark Prince, Minions, and Ice Golem in the right lane against the Battle Ram and the Musketeer, the solo Musketeer. Once we killed them, we took some damage, but once we killed them, we knew the opponent was relatively low on elixir, and we defended pretty efficiently. Remember, we only used the Bandit in the left lane. So we were able to go super hard on the counter push. We had the surviving Ice Golem, or at least the Dark Prince and the Minions. So we ended up with the combination of the Minions, the Dark Prince, and the counter push there, and the Zap, of course. We ended up taking out the opponent's right tower. So that was crucial in this matchup here. And you can see just really good defense here by Harry at the end. He uses the aggressive fireball. I'm not sure he really needed that fireball there, though, against that tower. Maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself, but either way, he's able to defend just fine despite that. So we play a nice Minions there on the left lane. Even though the opponent zaps, he's going to get a little bit of damage on the left tower, but he's splitting his damage, and we know that when we go against the 3 Musketeer deck, 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, they're not going to have a big spell. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about going against this deck. So now the opponent's getting a little bit more aggressive here. He knows he has to get some big damage. We're going to kind of block that Battle Ram you saw with the Ice Golem, and Dark Prince finishes it off. In the left lane, we're just going to distract with the Battle Ram, and that's going to be GG. So we showed you 3 different matchups and how to handle them with bridge spam. I brought a lot of long episodes to you guys, so we'll cut this one a little bit short today. Unfortunately, I was only really able to get 3 replays from Al-Thani at the end of the season here because maintenance wiped out my earlier replays. So I apologize for that, guys. However, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go into a live match, but I will have to edit, so I'll be back in a second. All right, guys, we are back. Live match. Let's do it up. Who cares, right? Okay, so I'm going to hop into ladder here. I'm not super high in trophies. Of course, the reset just happened, but I did push a little bit last night, so hopefully we'll be matched up against another max player or somebody close to. I think that at this point, I only have like a few epics left to max, and of course, most of my legendaries. I only have a few max legendaries, but a couple good ones, though. I have Ice Wizard, Lava Hound, Log, and Princess. Anyway, let's go ahead and Miner. So I have 5. Wow, we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. All right, so wow, this guy starts out for the P.E.K.K.A, so we're just gonna go ahead and go pretty aggressive. I don't know what he can do to stop this. So the fact that he started with a P.E.K.K.A, what we're gonna do here is respond. We're gonna just zap all that up, and what we're gonna do is this. I want to pull that P.E.K.K.A. And then we'll put down the Inferno Dragon, and as soon as that Mega Minion locks onto our... Ooh, that was a little bit of a misplay on my part, but it's actually going to end up working out just fine. He uses a zap, so what we're going to do is just drop a Bandit and try to get a little bit of sneaky damage here on the right. And you can see we're playing this pretty aggressively here, but, you know, he started out with that P.E.K.K.A in the back, something you never really want to do. Just gonna zap just to be careful there. I don't think that I need that zap, probably a waste, but better safe than sorry. You know the Charging Prince can do like so much damage. So if this guy does it again with the P.E.K.K.A, the fact that he has a P.E.K.K.A is not good for us. The fact that he used it at the beginning like that is really good for us. Okay, so again, he does it again. I'm gonna go all in here in the left. Hopefully we'll take this tower. And what this is going to cause him to do is, okay, he uses arrow. I didn't think he had arrows there. That was a good play on his part, I guess. So we're going to pull, again, everything and just do the same trick. This time, hopefully, getting this P.E.K.K.A down. He's going to zap. There's the zap. But I think we're going to be able to take this P.E.K.K.A out with no issue at all. Check that out, guys. Beautiful, huh? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, yeah, don't even have to zap or anything here. So I'm just going to play a Bandit in the back here. Maybe he'll respond to... Oh, my God. Okay. This guy is just playing way too aggressively here, guys. And we want to keep the Bandit alive. He's going to go ahead and just... And I'm just going to have to Dark Prince here. And we'll just zap that up in the back. And the zap actually kills. He has an underleveled Goblin Barrel, so that works out for us just fine. So what I want to do here is get him to, like, really commit. He might P.E.K.K.A here. It's okay. This is going to be a very light push. I misplaced that Ice Golem, but it's okay. He might arrow me here. Let's see what he does. There's the arrows. I'm just going to zap this up. And, hey, look at that. Pretty easy, right, guys? I mean, okay, so this guy, you know, maybe it's early in the morning, but either way, it was fun, right? So I do want to show you a preview, guys, on the screen of the new deck screen that Radical Rosh is a great graphic designer who I hired to make this. I think it's going to add a lot of value to my videos, and right now I'm still learning how to, I think I have to upgrade my video editor. You guys know that I suck at editing, and I don't really do a lot of it, so I have like $100 editing program. I think I need to go for one of the big guns to actually get this to work properly, to set all the values and stuff like that, but I will show you the animation right here. Hopefully you guys enjoy kind of the sneak peek at what is to come once I learn how to set in the values. So I will be doing like a more in-depth deck review, talking about substitutions, arena level, is it good for ladders, is it good for tournaments, all that kind of information. So guys, I hope you enjoy this, and always trying to improve the channel. I really appreciate your feedback, guys. So thank you again for watching all the way till the end, and a huge shout out again to Jassim and Harry. Check out their information in the description below. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner, and we are going like a year and a half strong. Just such a pleasure to be able to work with a guy like Bren Chong for all that he does for the community. So I just can't say enough good things about Bren. Make sure you follow him and check out his information in the description below, as well as the download links for the Do Recorder, guys. So thank you so much, and as always, take care, guys.